Hi, I'm Rosanne and welcome to my garden. Today I'd like to show you our garden shed and some of the gardens surrounding it. Not only is it highly functional, it's a great focal point in our garden. Some people call it a she shed, others call it a potting shed. For us, it's a place to store our garden tools and supplies, take a break, listen to the rain, and occasionally host a garden party. We had this shed built about 20 years ago to mirror the style of our house. Starting with basic blueprints that we purchased, we had the garden shed customized to evoke an enchanted feel. As a matter of fact, we selected many of the trees in our garden, which happened to be weeping, to fit with the enchanted theme. In particular, we changed the roof of the shed to be taller and steeper, had the shed stucco to match the house, and added a cupola with an adorable weather vane. Let's take a look at some outdoor features, and then we'll go inside and look at some garden decor and how we handle storage and organization. The entrance to the shed was important to me, so we created a rather wide path leading to the front door. My husband, who loves working with natural stone, created this flagstone path with Sandy Creek sandstone, which we've used throughout our garden. We planted plugs of Irish moss, or Sagina subulata, in between the stones, and the Irish moss multiplied by itself, filling in almost completely. As you can see, the Irish moss gets quite a bit of sun here. It is a perennial in the carnation family. I have found that part sun, part shade seems to be ideal for the Irish moss. It does just fine in our winters, which can get down to minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 32 degrees Celsius. To surround the door, my husband created a casual rustic arbor out of scrap branches. Here's a video clip from last year of my new favorite annual vine, Love in a Puff, or Cardiospermum. I did a short YouTube video on Love in a Puff last year that you might find interesting. You might also notice our green men, also referred to as spirit of the forest. Green men often have leaves or vegetation surrounding their faces. We have a few more inside the shed that I'll show you shortly. Next to the door, I grow Golden Glow Rudbeckia. It grows tall and has beautiful yellow flowers beginning in late July. Here's a photo taken a few years ago. It lends the perfect touch to this informal planting scheme. The weather vane was handcrafted by an artisan, and if you look closely, shows a naughty bunny munching on gold-plated carrots. Hoses can do a lot of damage to plants, so I have these little bird hose guards. We have about 6 of them surrounding the garden shed. I just love them. Before we go inside, I need to show you Toady, our water spigot. Isn't he great? The weather vane, the hose guards, and Toady all work together to enhance the enchanted theme of the garden shed. I think it's time to go inside. As you see, this shed holds a lot of gardening tools and supplies. I wanted a finished look for the walls, so we used tongue and groove pine boards throughout. We also installed a system of racks, hooks, and shelves to give us plenty of efficient storage, not to mention flexibility if we want to change anything. The tall roof has an added benefit. It provides a ton of storage for off-season items. The chandelier is a prime example of recycling, a true lemons to lemonade story. If you look closely, you can see it is made from a single large branch of a contorted filbert shrub. Sadly, rabbits girdled it one winter and it died. We replaced the shrub with another contorted filbert, but we're left with a beautiful piece of wood. The unusual and twisted branches beg for something creative to be done with it. My husband came up with the idea and then created the chandelier. How great is that? In the corner, to hold our many steaks, we have an old milk can from my parents' Wisconsin farm. It's at least 60 years old. It's both meaningful and functional. I love going to flea markets or surplus stores to find unusual things for the shed, be they functional or decorative. I try to be consistent and favor galvanized steel decor to minimize any cluttered or disjointed look. When I travel, I love to buy garden souvenirs. Here we have more green men. These are very special. Some would say they symbolize the cycle of birth that begins every spring. There are 4 to symbolize the 4 seasons. In spring, the green man is youthful with young buds and leaves. In summer, the man is in his prime. Leaves and fruit surround the aging autumn man. Lastly, in winter, we have the old man with holly and berries. Although they should be able to withstand the outdoors, I think they're the perfect garden shed decor. Here's another green man that I got while vacationing in England. Even though this shed is 9 feet by 12 feet, we still have to be really careful about storing things efficiently and easy to get to. One of my favorite features in the shed are these pull-out shelves or carts which fit exactly underneath our steel case tables. My husband made these carts and he used casters that move universally, or I guess 360 degrees. It makes it super simple for me to pull out like this very heavy shelf, really with just a tug. I can take my pots off and then just easily shove the cart back. It's great. I could go on and on about garden tools, but I think it's time to go outside where I'd like to show you some of the gardens, in particular the herb bed. Let's go. One of my favorite outdoor features surrounding the garden shed is our herb garden. Our herb garden is a circle made out of natural stone, separated evenly with 5 dividers. So I have 5 different herbs growing around the bed, and of course I have the beautiful chives growing in the middle. It's a really simple, cute little thing anyone could really do to their garden, because it really helps delineate the herbs from the other plantings in a really nice way. Also behind the herb bed we have the mayor. That's how we refer to that rabbit. He's presiding over the vegetable garden with his, carrot. Here's the area behind the shed. My husband built these terraced beds to make use of an otherwise troubled and sloped patch of land. This year we're growing basil, cucumbers, tomatoes, peas, and zucchini squash. We started all of our plants from seeds, some indoors and others like peas and cucumbers. We sowed directly into the ground. The path on the south side of the shed, also loaded with Irish moss, winds its way to the herb bed. The winding path not only looks like something in a fairy tale, it allows us to grow larger plants or groupings than if we had one path down the middle. The garden in front of the shed is quite lovely. Here we have a bright pink peony, purple Caradonna salvia, Siberian iris, and the stunning and appropriately named songbird bluebird columbine. This columbine blooms early in the season for a couple of weeks. Its beautiful and delicate flowers are a very special treat. I hope you enjoyed this peek inside and around our garden shed. Thanks for watching.